So if you could be known for only one thing, what would that be?
Personally, integrity, and professionally, I say professional, I mean, as far as my business is concerned, certainty of execution. They know we're going to close.
What is the greatest lesson in leadership that you've learned as an entrepreneur?
The platinum rule, which is, the golden rule is to treat people like you want to be treated, but the platinum rule is to treat people like they want to be treated. And to implement that, you have to listen. And it's better to be a great listener than to be a great speaker.
What is the personal characteristic that has been most pivotal to your success?
Being stoic, like I mentioned before, circumstances happen beyond our control. And how do I solve the problem and move on and achieve success? That's probably the biggest thing.
All right, love it. So that's the perfect lead in or metaphor here. I got my random questions here. Just tell me when to stop cutting the deck.
Okay.
We're going to have some randomness here.
Go.
All right. Oh, this is crazy. I don't know. What is your favorite reality show? Do you even have one? Do you have time for TV, Malcolm?
I do not watch reality TV.
Okay, good.
I rarely watch. I'm a Star Wars fan, so anybody who watches Star Wars, I've seen them all. This is the way. If you know what I mean, you'll get it. If you don't, it's okay.
All right. Can you name a book that's helped to forge you as a leader and as an entrepreneur, and why?
A couple. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Always, it's Bible. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone has been very helpful. And then recently, this is a little bit out the box. Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink. Great book. Quick read. It's like knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb. It's a great book. I can't recommend it enough.
All right. Can you tell us what was the biggest challenge you overcame in the last year and what it taught you?
In the last year. Oh man, that's a toughie. I would say in the last year, man, that's a tough. The last year has been great for us. It was last year was my best year ever. I mean, the only challenge I've had in the last 12 months was I got COVID, and COVID was kicking my behind.
Yeah.
Big time. But thank goodness for Paxlovid and treatments and doctors and all that good stuff. But business wise, no, it's been fantastic.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. So can you give us a quote?
Now, globally, I'll say this: not moving fast enough.
Okay.
So if in other normal moments, I would say all my quote unquote regrets are not moving fast. Like even writing my book, I started writing my book in August. That's when I got my publisher, and I wish I had finished it faster.
Right.
Expanding into other markets like we've been doing. We became a lender in 2019. So I started the company in 2007. I wish we had done that faster. Just move as an entrepreneur, move faster.
I love it.
Fail
Yeah. So
faster.
refinancing the unbankable deal, and you hear another great anecdote. I know you got one about that standalone drugstore. So we'll just leave that for the readers. Got to read the book if you want to find it. Okay. Can you give us a quote to send us out with a quote that will help to forge our listeners as leaders and entrepreneurs?
The book, the quote I got in the book from John F. Kennedy about we do the thing because it is not because it's easy, but because it's hard. And the second part of that quote, which is lesser known, which is doing the hard thing, overcoming that challenge makes us stronger. We become more, and it's a challenge that we refuse to back away from, and if we as entrepreneurs take success and say, you know what, success, I'm not willing to accept failure. And success is the only option. Once you have that mindset, then the solutions to the problems that you need to solve will come.
All right, that's outstanding. And this show is all about connecting people. So I want to ask you, why should people hit you up for their next loan as opposed to any of those look-alike, boring, no-name lenders? Tell us what is the one thing that you're going to do that is head and shoulders above the rest?
Well, one, I'm going to be a straight shooter with them.
Mhm.
You know, two, I'm going to share with them. This is my secret sauce. I share best practices. So if I see something that they be doing that's better, I'm going to recommend that. And what other investors are doing in the marketplace to be more profitable. And so if there's something I think they can do to enhance their returns, I'm going to bring that to the table as well as close. Because the one thing is certainty of execution with us. I just had this conversation with someone yesterday. I'm talking with the seller. So the buyer is going through some things and the seller knows me. And so the seller called me and said, "Hey, Malcolm, how we doing?" Right? And I'm like, "We're doing good." And I told him straight up what the buyer had already told him. So and we all knew each other, so it was okay for me to talk to the seller. I just want to clear that up. But I let him know, we're going to close. You guys know how I am. I'm like a dog with a bone. And they're like, "You know what? You are a dog with a bone when it comes to the deals. You're right. We feel okay." But sometimes when it's like delay after delay after delay, and I'm not unwilling to talk to an attorney, to talk to a title company, to talk to the seller if need be. I had a deal went south and attorneys were getting involved and screwing it up. And I talked to my buyer and I said, can I call a seller and clear this up? Because these guys are getting to a food fight. And she was like, "Yeah, absolutely, you can." I was like, "Okay." And I called the seller and we got it worked out, because to me, it's all about closing the deal, and I'm willing to do whatever I got to do to make it happen.
All right, I love it. So then how can people reach out to you? And I know you have some goodies online. If you want to mention those now, you can do that. Otherwise, we're just going to put that into the show notes.
Yeah, they can find me at castlecommercialcapital.com. Our mobile lending app, which we talked about earlier, you can find at the Apple App Store, as well as Google Play. Just look up Castle Commercial Capital. You can also find us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel under Castle Commercial Capital. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I mean, if you can't find me, man, you're not looking. And the book is going to be coming out here in a couple of weeks on Amazon. And so that will be found also at financingtheunbankabledeal.com. That website won't be up for probably another week or two.
Great. And this I can probably make this coincide with that. So that'd be towards the end of May. We're looking for a launch. Yeah, like about 3 to 4 weeks in. Love it. Well, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for sharing.
I forgot my number. 800-598-5530, extension 1.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience with our audience, Malcolm. You're the real deal. You've mentored so many people on the scene. Just want to thank you for taking the time to come and talk to our audience today.
Hey, it was great being on your show, George.
All right. Thank you.
Take care now.
All right.